What's up, everybody? Man. That was an ugly game last week. I can't lie. What was it? 35, 38 to 3. Chicago Bears in the first half. Once I seen that, I knew my day was ruined. But we back for week 5, and we got money to make. So let's get it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 16 Weeks of Screllienaire bets. Week 5, we back at this thing again. You know what I'm saying? Man, last week was an ugly one, but this week, we back to get this money. At least I am. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all did good. Some of my bets didn't fare out as well, but we back here for week 5, man. We still breathing, so let's go ahead and get it done. First game we got coming up, we got the Buffalo Bills playing the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is traveling to Buffalo, and Tennessee is -5.5. This is going to be a good game. You know, right now we in the quarter of the season, and you know, a lot of teams kind of show who they are, kind of hide who they going to be, and you know, I think we know who the Buffalo Bills they're going to be. They're going to be picking like at least third or fourth, so they're not going to be a really good team. I don't know where LaShawn McCoy is. I don't know, you know, what's going on with anything they got going. You know, Josh Allen, you know, he getting his career started, so the only thing you can expect from him is ups and downs. You know, as far as Mariota and the Tennessee Titans go, this gonna be a good game for them. This gonna say a lot. I mean, you know, they are 3-1. I think some of them are kind of fluky, you know, winning like a 9-6 game or something like that. And, you know, I know Mariota was out that game, but it's just, I don't know, they just kind of hard to get with. 5.5, it's a lot of points to have going into a place, you know, that's not yours. But typically, you would say, go ahead and take Tennessee because, you know, of course, Buffalo is 1-3, but I'm just looking at it, you know, it's one of those games that just kind of set up for it to just to be kind of messy and maybe really like have Josh Allen win his first game. 5.5, a lot of points going up in Buffalo. These aren't two of the greatest offenses or defenses, but I think Tennessee is kind of doing their thing, but it's just a scary one when you're going on the road. And, you know, a team like Buffalo, we already seen what they did to Minnesota, and that was in Minnesota. So they got Tennessee, and they come in. I think they'll know that. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm taking Buffalo at the 5.5. I mean, they are at the house. You know, they're automatic 3. Any home team is automatic 3. Another 2.5. If you could bump it up maybe or something like that, you know, just to stay safe. I think that's a cool bet, but I don't see Mariota just, you know, and the Titans just blowing these guys out. I mean, I think Buffalo, they are going to play with a little bit of pride. So, that being said, taking the Buffalo Bills plus 5.5 over Tennessee. Next game we got is the Miami Dolphins traveling to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. The Bengals is -6. Now, last week, Miami was one of the easiest bets. I really should say was the easiest bet to make last week if you was really trying to get some money. This is going to be their second week. They're going on the road. They're going to Cincinnati. And, hey, you know, Cincinnati, they doing their thing right now. You know, they 3-1. They just won a nice one last week in Atlanta. Julio Jones, you know, he went nuts. Green went nuts. Andy Dalton went nuts. I think he kind of stepping it up. I think Cincinnati, they want to prove something. And I think this is a good spot and a good team for them. If they're trying to prove it to anybody, especially themselves, I think this would be the perfect game. Tannehill is just still somebody I don't believe in. The Miami Dolphins, they are team, you know, like an 8-8. Something like that, and I think Cincinnati is the real deal. And part of being the real deal, I think, will be a test this week. Now, they -6, so they're almost saying another blowout. But I think Miami will come in with some fight. but I don't think they'll be able to keep up with a Cincinnati team that I think they want to prove itself. And when they want to prove themselves, it's almost like a college team. So they want to execute offense, they want to execute defense, and so I think a lot of plays will be made, a lot of pressure be put on Tannehill, and I think it's going to be actually a good game. Last week Cincinnati, they won by a point. They got a -6. I say, hey, if Cincinnati want to prove something, then they should win this game. But as a bettor, I'm definitely nervous. -6, I could easily see 23-20, 24-21, just something like that. Just kind of crazy. Almost like a 3. But I'm going to go ahead and swallow my pride. I'm going to believe in Andy Dalton. I'm going to believe in Mixon. I'm going to believe in Green. I want to see if Marvin Lewis can have these dudes pushing in the right direction. If he does, it will show out on the field. If it shows out on the field, it's going to show out on our bets, baby. And they talking about Cincinnati -6. I ain't going to lie. It's kind of scary a little bit. But this is Miami's second week going on the road. So going into I wouldn't say hostile environment, but they're going to be riled up. They're going to be ready to go. So, but I like Cincinnati on this one. So with that being said, I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals -6 over the Miami Dolphins. Next one we got coming up is the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Cleveland to play the Browns. Now this game right here, I think is one of the easiest trap games of the weekend. I think this is really prime for Joe Flacco as the Ravens is going 3-1 and they pushing on offense and they doing this and they doing that and they looking good. I think this is the easiest game for Joe Flacco to throw 3 interceptions in. I can still see their defense holding up, but I can see Joe Flacco probably throwing for like 150. It's still a divisional game. I'm not saying that the Browns are just going to pour it on them like the Raiders, because that last week was just, I don't know what to call that. You know what I'm saying? But the Ravens, I could just, it's a divisional game. This is an easy trap game to me. And, you look at the Browns, they are fighters. They're scrappy. They're not losers. Even though their record is not a winning record, they're not losers. And I just think the Ravens, just still got a lot to prove. As much as I like what they did, they won us some money and all that type of stuff. But this, Ravens -3, so this is pretty much a pick'em game. And if I'm going to pick them, I think I'm going to go ahead and go for the upset right here. And, 1, 2-1, 3-1, divisional game. It's going to be a little ruckus. I don't think Baker Mayfield going to be scared. I don't think the Cleveland Browns, they're going to be scared. And I think the Ravens kind of know what they're coming into. So, with that being said, I think it's going to be a nice game. I'll take the points. If I was you, with me, I'm probably going to just take the straight bet outright and just bet that the Cleveland Browns beat them. So, with that being said, regardless, straight bet or the points, I'm taking Cleveland Browns to cover this game right here. Next game we got coming up is the Green Bay Packers traveling to Detroit to play the Lions. Now, the Lions is -1 in this game. First of all, if you're an over-under guy like I am, I'm straight taking the over on this game. It's about to be a lot of points. Ball's going to be going up in the air from Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers. I just think they're going to be throwing across the field, and I'm just taking the over. I think it's going to be one of those type of games. As far as the spread goes, this is a good game. To have a pick 'em on. Detroit has been in a little slump lately. I think they want to try to get back up. This could be one of the teams to try to get up against. And of course, Aaron Rodgers, he wasn't all happy with the way the offense was being run last week by saying, more plays. He didn't like the play calling and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a different game. I think it's going to be a lot of throwing across the field and balls. It's just going to be a fun game. I think it's just going to be one of those roller coaster type of games. Of course, it's a divisional rivalry, So it's going to have a little more of that on it. But at the end of the day, I think Matt Stafford, I think he's going to have a chance to do his thing. I'm wary, always wary on putting money on him because you always want to depend on Matt Stafford, but then the moment you depend on him, he gets your money took. You know what I'm saying? So that's just hard to depend on. There's some quarterbacks you can depend on, like, it's cool. At least I know you're going to give me a game. And then it's Matt Stafford. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't, that's the only thing scaring me right now. I really don't know what he's going to give me. But I'm going to believe he's going to give me a good game tomorrow. I'm going to believe it's going to be a shootout. And I'm absolutely going to believe that the Detroit Lions will beat the Green Bay Packers now. Because I'm saying that, I know a lot of people going to go crazy and all that. It's cool. I know Aaron Rodgers will do his thing, but I think they just going to go on the road. I think they still got a few things to tweak and fix on Green Bay, and it's not all the way there yet. And that's probably what Aaron Rodgers is talking about, and I don't think it's going to get fixed on the road. They'll probably get fixed when they get back at home, but I don't know if it's going to get fixed on the road. So with that being said, I'm taking the Detroit Lions over the Green Bay Packers. Same we got coming up is the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. We got the number one defense against the number one scoring offense. First of all, if you've been betting on Mahomes, like a lot of y'all that I know have been doing it, man, y'all been getting y'all money. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? I probably missed it by 2 games. I definitely missed it by 2 games. Wasn't no believer, but I'm a believer now. At least for this season. They doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Hands down, ain't nothing to be said. Andy Reid got them going in the right direction. They putting up points. They covering. I mean, they handling their business, man. And, hats off to them, And now you got one of the top defenses, the number one D, coming into your house. It's going to be hard to play in Arrowhead, but I think it's going to be a little easier for the Jacksonville defense because when Kansas City is on offense, the stadium will be quiet, so defense will be able to hear snap counts and signals and stuff like that. No Leonard Fournette again this game. Blake Bortles. If I had to bet on Jacksonville, I'm betting on the defense. I'm not betting on Blake Bortles, but Blake Bortles has shown a little sign of being able to hang in. You know what I'm saying? As long as you can hang in, you always have a chance. You know what I'm saying? But that 9-6 game, I still don't know what happened with that. But as long as you got a chance to hang in, you got a chance to have a game. This is going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be 35, 40 points Mahomes going to put up. But I still think he's going to put up a decent number, maybe 24 points. I mean, this is a good defense. And the game plan going to have to change. You're not going to be able to pass all over the field, and if you're going to test Jalen Ramsey, I want to see it. I know it's going to be nice, man. I can't wait. Kind of juice. But we got to put our money up on this. Kansas City, -3 at the house. I should say it, but I ain't going to say it. I know somebody going to look at me crazy, so if you do, just don't even trip. But I think it's going to be Mahomes' first loss of the season. And the reason I say that is because good defense always beats a good offense. So with that being said, I'm going to swallow. Whoo-wee. I don't know, man. I'm going to go ahead and take this 3. And I'm going to go ahead and go like this, and I'm just going to close my eyes. But with that being said, I'm taking Jacksonville Jaguars +3 over Kansas City Chiefs. Next game we got coming up is the Denver Broncos headed to New York to play the Jets, or should I say New Jersey. The Jets is -1. This is going to be an ugly game right here. I just really don't think it's going to be a lot of points being scored. Sam Darnold, he all right. He's still young. Case Keenum, that Denver offense, they just haven't taken off like everybody probably thought they was. This is just going to be... I just don't see it. I see why they put it 1 because of the struggles of both quarterbacks. I mean, Case Keenum, he does have experience, but he's not getting it done. Darnold doesn't have experience, but he has a chance to get it done. So I think this is going to be kind of one of those games that we could probably just see a whole lot of field goal kicking. So I think the -1, that is appropriate. I want to take the Denver Broncos. It's kind of hard because of what the Broncos are doing, and I just don't like sometimes the way teams play. But this is second quarter of the season, so I'm not gonna count for the first ones. Stay 2-2. That's straight. I'm gonna go over here and roll with Von Miller, Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas, man, and see if they could go ahead and get it done with stuff like that. So, that being said, I'm picking the Denver Broncos to go in to New York, New Jersey, and beat the young kid Sam Darnold. He'll be all right, but this game, I think he's gonna struggle. The Broncos will struggle, but I think the Broncos will find a way to pull it off. Next game we got coming up is the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Now, if somebody would have walked up to me before the season even started and said, Screll, I bet you anything. I double it, triple it to whatever you want to put down, that by week 4, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Atlanta Falcons will have a combined record of 2-5-1. I would have took that bet all day of the year. All day of the year, bro. But then when I woke up this morning, reality hit. And the Falcons are 1-3. The Steelers are 1-2-1. Man, I don't know what's going on with these teams, man. You know what I'm saying? Just me personally, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers just ain't been the same, bro. Since they was talking all that about Le'Veon Bell and all that. I mean, you know, I understand feelings and all that, but I think it's went through the locker room or some other, and it just probably, even for some of the people who was talking, I don't think it's settled right with everybody else in the locker room. That's just my personal opinion. The Falcons, you know, still a good team. I'm not a Matt Ryan fan, but, you know, it is what it is. They're still, you know, a decent team. You know, they're decent, but 1-3, they shouldn't be. 1-2-1, they shouldn't be. I don't know what's going on with both of these teams. They both have good offenses. I think they're just both just going through something, and you know, this is the result. And I don't even think the game they're about to have this weekend is going to be all that good. I mean, Antonio Brown, Juju, Schuster, Ben Roethlisberger, they should, you know, you expect them to do their thing, but I could see them not really doing too much. You would expect for Atlanta to put up a fight, but I could see Matt Ryan not really, you know, just bringing that energy that maybe the team needs. Pittsburgh is -3.5, so of course, you know, Vegas is like, we not even sure about this, so what we're going to do is just put a half a point on this Pittsburgh just because it's already a pick 'em, and we'll just move from there, which I think is appropriate, because whoever win this game, I think you are going to need a half a point. I don't see Atlanta just coming in and winning it. As much as I still like them somewhat, I don't think they're built for a game like this. But the good thing for them is that Pittsburgh is so distraught and so disarray. I don't think they're ready for a game like this. I think actually Atlanta could go in and straight surprise these dudes, because I still think they're looking for Le'Veon. I mean, they can say what they want to say and all that. You know, James Cook, he gave you whatever for that first game, but since then, what he gave you? Man, Le'Veon is a prize, and I think some way they stung on both ends. And, you know, I like Tomlin, but he ain't giving them no motivation to win. They should still want to win, and just don't see the motivation for it. It's going to be a good game. It may be close. I don't know if it's going to be a lot of points because obviously they're going to be outside. But I could see Atlanta covering the spread at least. So with that being said, I'm taking the Falcons +3, 3.5 over the Steelers. Next game we got coming up is the New York Giants headed to Carolina to play the Panthers. The Panthers is -6. It's going to be a real interesting game. Carolina is a number 3 defense, but their offense is ranked 30th. I don't get that. What's up with that, Cam? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to pull that together. You got the New York Giants. They coming in. Hard to trust. Just hard to trust, man. You know what I'm saying? I thought they'd be able to have a fight in New York. I think pretty much the front office did one of the worst things they could have did last year when they took Eli out and messed up his consecutive start streak. I think what they should have did was let him consecutively start until the end of the season. When the end of the season came, they should have got rid of him and when they got Sam Darnold. But you know the story, and here we are. I just don't think he's no good. I love Beckham, I love Saquon, but Eli, he's never been good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we depend on something from Eli. Or we think this of Eli because he won 2 championships, but in reality, he's just no good. He's no good. He's no Phillip Rivers. He's no Drew Brees. He's none of those people. He's just who he is, and it's nerve wracking. Carolina, they got something to prove. They coming off the bye. Like I said, they 2-1. Number 3 defense. It's gonna be a good game. I mean, I like the Giants, but I think it's just time for that whole Eli system to just go evaporate into the wind. It's gonna be a long day for Barkley. It's gonna be a long day for Beckham. I got Carolina almost covering this real easily. With that being said, I'm taking the Panthers over the Giants. It's Eli. Next one we got coming up is the Oakland Raiders traveling to LA to play the Chargers. Now, how funny is this? This is actually going to be a home game for the Raiders. As y'all know, the Raiders used to be in LA back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And, of course, they're about to go to Vegas right now, but they're back. And they're coming back, silver and black, juiced, 1-3. Straight disappointment. John Gruden ain't been the coach that everybody thought he was going to be. Derek Carr ain't the quarterback. He is the quarterback who I always thought he was. Average. You just regular. That's all you is. They still get that spark from Marshawn, as you can see, but the rest of the team, man, the defense is horrible. Receivers, I mean, come on, man. You let Baker Mayfield come in and put up like over 40, 42. It's just, so that defense is just terrible. They playing the Chargers, and the Chargers, they being 2-2 right now at this part of the season. It's just hard to trust too. It's like you like Phillip Rivers, you really want to like him, you really want to put him in his top echelon of quarterbacks. But then again, when you go against teams that you should just be stomping on, you just looking like, huh? Like, where are you? And it's frustrating. Chargers ain't been the same since Bosa. That defense is just terrible. It's just ugly. I think this is going to be an ugly game, too. The NFL just gave us some ugly games this weekend, and we got to eat it and swallow it. And it's hard to bet on them because it's like, okay, who's the ugliest? Man, ugly is ugly. It's hard to be like, man, who the ugliest? Well, ugly is ugly unless you're going to do something with that. But I think it's just time for the Chargers to go ahead and just try to pull out another one. The Raiders, they're just having a hard time. I don't think they're going to be where they're supposed to be for another year or two. They still missing Khalil Mack. Just all that type of stuff. John Gruden, he coming in. He's trying to change the culture, but you changing the culture to Las Vegas, not to Oakland. So I think it's a culture clash there. But I think the Raiders, they just kind of in a mini disarray. Besides Marshawn, who I love, stay on beast mode. Man, everybody else is just struggling, man. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take the Chargers. Not a blowout win, but a good game, 24-27, something like that. I'm taking the Chargers for the win. Next game we got coming up is the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. The Eagles is -3. Now, this is going to be a good game right here. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be one of the game of the weeks. It's going to be kind of interesting for both teams. I think both teams are kind of they're kind of struggling in certain areas, and I think they need to pull it up and pick it up real quick. As you already know, Minnesota, their record 1-2-1. That's it's just it's not gonna get it done. Um, the Eagles 2-2, but we still have to see them open up, wake up. You know what I'm saying? Wake up into 2018. Step out of 2017, wake up into 2018. I don't think they did that yet, which I can't blame them. Long time city, without a ring, get a ring, blah, blah. But if they trying to get to the playoffs right now, if they're trying to get back to the championship, man, they're going to have to wake up, man. Period, point blank. And -3 is saying a lot to me. It's saying that they're not all the way woke. It's saying that maybe Carson Wentz is still having a few issues with his knees and stuff. I mean, it's the offense is just maybe not clicking on all cylinders. I mean, it's just a lot going on with it saying -3. And as bad as that Minnesota defense has been these last 2-3 weeks, I don't see how it could be -3. You would think it would be more than that. But because it's -3, maybe, Kirk Cousins, he's the type of person to come in and give him a fight. The defense maybe would be out for revenge from last year after they put up like 38, 40 points on them. So I think it's going to be a good game. With that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and take Carson Wentz. I wouldn't be surprised if Kirk Cousins win. That'd be cool too. But with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and swallow my pride. I'm going to swallow the 3. I might just buy some points and just push that thing down, man, because it could be one of those type of games. But I'm taking the Eagles over the Vikings, and I'm taking the Eagles to cover. Next game we got coming up is the Arizona Cardinals traveling to San Francisco, whatever, Santa Clara. They're going to Santa Clara to play the 49ers. This is going to be an ugly game. 0-4, both teams combined 1-7. It's just going to be ugly. I think Josh Rosen is ready to make a step, at least challenges. He's ready to challenge himself to win and try to learn how to win. C.J. Beathard, at the end of the day, I like him. He has a lot of heart, but it's the reason why he's on the bench. And if he starts that same energy and that same heart, I don't think it energizes and this translates into the starting unit. He takes a lot of chances. He gets beat up. That's not good. I really don't like down talking my Niners, but we beat up. We're beat up right now. We beat up all over the field, and we're trying to maintain, and it's just not happening. And this could be the perfect game for Arizona to come in because of all the injuries and kind of just people coming in and out the lineup. They could go ahead and take advantage of it, and I think they could actually get their first win of the season. Like I said, I like C.J. Beathard. He'll make plays, but I don't know if he'll make enough plays. And, when he's a consistent starter, you kind of see what you get. So I'm not a believer in whatever he's been putting out there. And I'm still not a believer right now, especially not for the money. So with that being said, I'm taking the Niners to lose. Who they playing again? Arizona? Gosh, this game is going to be that bad. Cardinals. Josh Rosen. First win. Next game we got coming up is the L.A. Rams traveling to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Now, the Rams are -7.5. Of course, that's this team, if I even say anything, this team is the best team in the NFL. This team will go to the Super Bowl. But this week, I think they will struggle. They're still missing Peters, and they're missing Aqib Talib. But man, that front seven is nasty. It's nasty, boy. Woo! Dominic and Aaron, and oh man, they're just coming up that gut. This is going to be a terrible game for Russell Wilson. He's going to be running all over the field, man. Trust me when I tell you, because their offensive line is just so bad. And, it's just not the same team. This is not the same championship team. Everybody's gone. Legion of Boom, gone. Golden Tate, gone. All these people that used to be around you and made you better are gone. And now it's just you. I've never been the biggest fan of Russell. And this is one of the reasons why. I understand he could lose, make smart plays outside the pocket. But if you get up on him, he ain't talking about nothing. But I guess you could say that about a lot of quarterbacks. But with this game right here, I think you're going to see that Russell Wilson is going to need way, way, way more help than what he got and what he's getting right now. Man, hey, like I say, the Rams is for real. Shout out to Jared Goff from out there in Marin. I'm going to go ahead and take him to cover, man, because that defense that Seattle got, it's just all bad, man. I just think, this is a young team that's, they ready to just go in and just prove themselves to the NFL. So, with that being said, I'm taking the LA Rams -7.5 over the Seattle Seahawks. Next one we got coming up, our Sunday night special, we got the Dallas Cowboys traveling to the Texans to play the Houston Texans. Sorry about that. But yeah, so the Texans -5.5. That's a lot of points. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just now getting their feet wet. I don't know if they're ready to cover point spreads like that right now. I think we just need to be happy with what Houston, their little first one, whatever they got out, and, we take it down to like a 3.5, 2.5 if we can. But you take that thing down. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they are playing the Cowboys. And the Cowboys aren't that good. Cowboys have garbage receivers. Cowboys only have Zeke Elliott. The Cowboys quarterback stinks. Cowboys offensive line not doing good. I think this is the perfect game for J.J. Watt and Clowney to just be coming off some edges, crashing in, and I think you're going to see a lot of that. I like the Cowboys, but at the end of the day, I think they're just more of a middle road team than a top-tier team right now. And I don't think that Houston Texans is a top-tier team. They're middle of the road, if not lower, but they've had more recent success than the Cowboys. And I think that's the difference, and I think that'll carry over. I think that's why they said 5.5, because they trust Houston, they trust Deshaun, they trust all these guys who's had success to still understand how to have it and what to do when you're certain in clutch situations. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead for the Sunday night special and take the Houston Texans over the Dallas Cowboys. Swallow that 5.5. For our last one, our Monday night special, we got the Washington Redskins traveling to New Orleans to play the Saints. The Saints is -6.5. Man, the Saints is looking good. They're looking impressive. Man, your boy Breeze is just throwing everywhere around the field and just doing what he's doing. Got Kamaru, no disrespect. We got Ingram coming back. I think this New Orleans team, they're going to be feeling good. They're going to be feeling real good. Especially after coming up that win last week against the Giants. And then you got the Washington. They coming back in, one of the best defenses in the league. But as much as I love Alex Smith, man, I think it's just hard for him to keep in touch with, keep in tune with a shootout. And I think that's more what it's going to be. I think Drew Brees is just going to be able to handle his thing against his defense. I don't think it's going to be like an ultra blowout. But I do think it's going to be enough to where Alex Smith won't help to cover the spread. It's 6.5, and it's a lot of points. But I believe in Drew Brees. Like I say, you can bet on quarterbacks, you can bet on teams, however. I ain't betting on quarterback in that game. And in that game, I'm betting on Drew Brees to cover at 6.5 over the Washington Redskins. Right on, man. Hey, thank y'all for joining me again. 16 weeks of Screllienaire bets. We gonna do this again next week. Don't forget, what I'm saying? Things can change before 10 o'clock, so don't get stuck on one thing, man. If you got to take it down to 9:55, 9:59, as long as you're able to get your bet in before 10, make sure you do that. Besides that, I'll see y'all next week, man. Good luck.